Welcome back to the deep dive. This is it. We're closing the book on our 10-part series on the architecture of digital capital. Over the past 9 deep dives, we've really laid the groundwork, haven't we? We've talked about AI as infrastructure, we've met the synthetic workers, the developer, the auditor, and we've mapped out the internal systems, the data substrate, the nervous system, that whole pod model.
Exactly. We've done all the component work. We know how to measure value with ROE. We know why governance is so critical for things like shadow AI. We have all the pieces.
Right, but as the source material really hammers home, just knowing the pieces is not the same as building the system. You can have a perfect stack of lumber, all the wiring, all the pipes sitting on a lot, but that's just a pile of stuff. It's not a house.
And the difference between that pile of materials and a finished house is the architect. And that really is the whole mission for this final deep dive, to give you the playbook to become that architect. Your role completely shifts now. You're not just a consumer of AI products anymore. You're not just sitting through vendor demos. You are the builder. You're the one who sees how it all fits together.
The one who knows that the structure, the architecture matters more than any single flashy tool.
That's it.
Okay, so if we're putting on the architect's hard hat, what's the philosophy? What's the mantra here? The source material gives us this 4-part phrase that, well, at first it sounds a bit like management speak.
It does, but it really isn't. It's the whole strategy in a nutshell. It's think big, start small, scale fast, and bring your people along.
Okay, let's break that down. Think big. What does that actually mean in practice?
Thinking big means you cannot treat AI like another IT project or some chatbot experiment. You have to see it as foundational infrastructure. The vision isn't just about optimization. If you're only asking, hey, how can AI make this process 20% faster? You're already thinking too small.
You're missing the point.
You're missing the entire point. The architect asks, what would this whole function look like if AI capacity was just a given, foundational to every single team? You have to see the whole system.
I see. So it's that grand vision, but that feels like it immediately clashes with rule number 2. Start small. Why is that so important?
Because if you don't start small, you end up with these massive, complex failures that you can't even measure. You can't learn from them. You have to start with one workflow, one use case, one team, one pod. You prove it works in a contained way before you even think about expanding.
It's that envelope test we talked about.
The envelope test, exactly. Yeah. You can't sketch out the value for that one small pilot on the back of an envelope. You haven't started small enough. You need that quick, provable win.
And once you have that win, that proof, then the mandate is scale fast. This is where that S-curve urgency really comes back into play.
Oh, it hits hard. We are in that acceleration phase of the S-curve, and it rewards the front runners like crazy. So if you get a pilot right, and then you just sit on it for 18 months in pilot purgatory.
That's just negligence.
It is. It's organizational negligence. And scaling isn't just about adding more users. It's about connecting those proven pieces into a real system. It's about extending that capacity into more and more workflows.
And that window to get ahead is now.
It is wide open right now.
Okay, and the final piece, the human piece, which is so often the one that gets forgotten. Bring your people along.
And this is, without a doubt, the single most common failure point. The source mentioned that only about 1/3 of companies really prioritized change management and training.
So 2/3 just focused on the tech.
They focused purely on the tech and forgot about the people who actually have to use it, trust it, and evolve with it. Adoption isn't just about the model working. It's about culture. It's about trust. If your people don't move with the tech, the whole building just sits there empty. Okay, so that philosophy gives us our guiding principles. Now let's get into the weeds. The 7 universal challenges. Think of this as the rough terrain you're guaranteed to hit on the job site.
The 7 certainties. What's the first thing I need to brace for?
Data quality and bias. We've said it before, but it's the core problem. Garbage in, confident garbage out.
Right.
If your data is a mess, it's scattered, it's stale, it's biased, your AI agents are going to give you very confident, very wrong answers.
So the architect's job is to mandate governance from day one.
From day one. You have to be auditing your data substrate against those 7 dimensions of quality, accuracy, completeness, all of it. The foundation has to be solid.
And related to quality is just quantity. Insufficient data. If there are gaps in the knowledge, the agents start to...
Well, they improvise, don't they? They hallucinate. They make things up to fill the gaps. And the solution here is usually twofold. In some cases, you might use synthetic data to fill a true gap. But more often, you use a RAG, architecture retrieval augmented generation.
Which is key because it connects the agents to the knowledge you already have.
Exactly. It gives them real-time context from your actual documents, your databases. It stops the improvisation.
Okay, that handles the inputs. But what about the people needed to build this? We hear constantly about the AI talent shortage.
It's a huge issue. Something like 71% of organizations say they have a major AI skills shortage. But you can't just hire your way out of it.
It's too expensive, too slow.
Right. The architect has to look inward. You upskill your current teams, you create those M-shaped supervisors who can manage both people and agents, and the T-shaped experts for the deep stuff. And you use low-code tools to lower the barrier for everyone else.
Got it. Next up is a big one, the metrics problem. Unclear ROI.
It's really a measurement failure. Traditional ROI was not designed for this. Remember, something like 95% of AI projects look like they fail if you use the wrong metric.
So the architect has to enforce the ROE framework, return on effort.
Yes. Measure the gains in efficiency, in quality, and in pure capability. And you start with the no-brainers, those super repetitive manual tasks where the jump in throughput is so obvious you can't miss it.
We've talked a lot about governance for privacy and security, especially with shadow AI lurking.
Absolutely. The architect has to build the governance framework in from the start. That means AI-specific security, mandatory kill switches, full audit trails. Governance isn't a blocker. It's what gives you the confidence to move fast.
What about the building that's already there, legacy integration? That technical debt that fights you every step of the way.
It's like rust. It's corrosive. And you can't just rip and replace a 20-year-old system overnight.
So what's the move?
Incremental modernization. You use connectors, you use that nervous system infrastructure to bridge the silos. RE is huge here too, because it lets the new agents read from the old systems without you having to completely rebuild them right away.
Okay, and the final one, maybe the hardest one, organizational resistance. The fear, the skepticism.
The inertia.
Yeah. It's one thing to talk about role redesign in a presentation, but what about the manager on the ground who suddenly sees their team's capacity double? It's scary.
Evolution can feel a lot like elimination.
It really can. And you can't just send out a memo. You have to treat change management like a first-class citizen with a real budget. You have to communicate constantly about role evolution, not elimination. And you have to find those early champions. Give them a win that makes their life tangibly better and let them spread the word for you.
So if those are the challenges you know are coming, what happens when the architect just ignores them? Let's talk about the specific failure modes, the anti-patterns. Yeah, you have to know the building code violations before you can really follow the blueprint. And the first one is just agonizing. It's pilot purgatory.
Ah, yes. The project that worked. It got the thumbs up, maybe even an internal award, but it never, ever actually got deployed for real.
Exactly. It's technically a success, but organizationally, it's a ghost. And after a while, leadership just loses faith. The root cause is a total failure of architecture. They never planned for scale.
And the 6.
You define the exit criteria, what success looks like and what happens next, before you even write the first line of code. You budget for the scaling part from the beginning.
Okay, next up is prompt theater. This one I can picture. The big demo, the perfect answer. And then it falls apart in the real world.
That's it, completely. It's optimizing for the wow factor, for an audience, not for actual value for a user.
So how do you avoid that?
You go back to spec-first development. You define the real measurable outcome you need before you start building. You ship to users, not to audiences.
And if projects do get deployed, but without any planning, you get the agent zoo.
The agent zoo. It's just an uncoordinated mess of tools. Every team has their own little chatbot. None of them talk to each other. Nobody really owns them. It's institutionalized shadow AI.
A failure of orchestration.
Total failure. The fix is architecture. An AI registry, a governance body, and the pod model so that every synthetic worker has clear ownership and accountability.
And the last one sounds the most dangerous. Over-automation.
It's the risk of worshiping efficiency above all else. It's fast until it breaks. And when it breaks, it's catastrophic because there's no human in the loop, no kill switch.
So the fix is just building in those safety nets?
It's mandatory kill switches that you've actually tested. It's strict human-in-the-loop protocols where they matter. Autonomy is great, but it has to operate inside structurally sound guardrails.
Okay, so those are the big mistakes. Let's flip it. What are the successful principles, the fundamental patterns for good architecture?
These are the rules of the trade. This is the blueprint.
Pattern 1, spec first.
Define it before you build it. Like the saying goes, blame the drawing, not the hammer.
Pattern 2, audit first.
Verify before you trust. Your job is now to be a verifier of the agent's work. It's trust but verify. with a heavy emphasis on verify.
Pattern 3, the data substrate.
Clean, organized data. It's the foundation. Without it, the whole thing is built on sand.
4, observable workflows.
You have to be able to see where things break. That nervous system needs to be debuggable. Every handoff needs a contract.
5, the pod model.
Small crews. Humans and agents working together. The agents are coworkers, not just tools. That creates accountability.
6, ROE metrics.
Measure what matters. Throughput, quality, capability. And stop calling it AI spend. It's a capacity investment.
And finally 7, governance and kill switches.
This is how you get trust. You build in control. Every single system needs that emergency stop button, tested and ready. These patterns are what let you have speed and safety at the same time. So we've got the mindset, we've navigated the terrain, we've defined the principles. So now, here it is, the final comprehensive checklist. If you're the architect, you know that incomplete plans lead to an unstable building. You have to address every one of these.
Let's walk through it, the big categories. Starting with the data foundation, what's non-negotiable?
You need high-quality governed data pipelines. You absolutely need RGAC architecture to connect to your existing knowledge. And you need vector databases to make that knowledge searchable and useful.
Okay, workforce design. The people and the agents working together.
This requires the pod structure with clear missions. It requires those M-shaped supervisors. And you need a real lifecycle management process for the agents. You hire them, you train them, you retire them, just like employees.
Next, the workflows, the nervous system itself.
That system has to be observable. It has to be debuggable. You need explicit handover contracts between agents. And those kill switches cannot be an afterthought. They had to be tested, documented, and ready.
And metrics.
The ROE framework has to be the standard. You need dashboards, tracking efficiency, quality, throughput, and this is critical. You need to establish your baselines first so you actually know if you're making things better.
Moving to governance. The safety rails.
This means the full 7-step framework, an AI registry so you know what you have, a process for bringing shadow AI into the light, and AI-specific security controls from the very beginning.
And finally, the 2 people categories that make or break it, skills and culture.
For skills, you need organization-wide AI fluency training. You need clear evolution paths for your existing teams. For culture, change management has to be a top priority, with visible executive sponsorship. And you have to track adoption metrics just as seriously as your technical metrics. Is anyone actually using this thing? This whole journey over these 10 deep dives, it's taken us from that basic mindset shift treating AI like people, all the way to this, the full architectural plan for a resilient, scalable system.
And we have to come back one last time to that S-curve. The source is so clear on this. We are in the early part of that steep acceleration. The pressure is building. That window of opportunity for the architects, for the builders, is right now.
The tools are ready. The patterns are known. They work. The question for every leader really is, are you going to be the architect and deliberately design your future? Or are you going to stand by and let this new system design itself around you?
You know, if you can manage people and you can manage projects, you already have the core skills to manage digital capital. You just have to be willing to put on the hard hat and do the structural work. The blueprint is complete. The job site is ready. Build,